This is a lazy review for The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. First off, the name alone sounds like a parody movie. 100% sounds like Okay. 100% sounds like a parody movie. It sounds like fucking one of those... Never mind. I can't think of what I'm trying to compare it to. So it's Kirsten Bell plays a woman whose name I cannot remember, but in the show, in this miniseries of 8 episodes, spoiler alert because I will be spoiling the whole fucking thing, you find out that her husband divorced her, I want to say shortly after their daughter was murdered. And here's something that I find so fucking stupid. It was take your daughter to work day at the FBI. So he took his daughter to work, and he took her in to interview a murderer and cannibal. She got locked in the room with the cannibal, and he ate her. He killed and ate her. Y'all can't, shoot him through the glass, none of that? Anyway, not the point. Also, why the fuck would you take your kid into a interview with a murderer and a cannibal? But who am I to judge, right? So we start off with Kirsten Bell's character in her home. She's a painter, but she can't go outside when it rains because there was a rainstorm the day her daughter was eaten. And a new neighbor moves in. This new neighbor is a widower. His wife died. They don't tell you how right away, but apparently she drowned. And he has a daughter who's around the age that her daughter was when she died 3 years ago. So she automatically has a huge crush on this neighbor. He's fine, blah, blah, blah. He knows the tragedy she's been through, blah, blah, blah. The thing that gets me, she got obsessed like that. And now, mind you, she's an alcoholic and a pill popper in a sense because she takes drugs that were prescribed to her, but whatever. I could not stay laying down like that. It was killing me. So, anyway, back to her, like I said, alcoholic, popping psychotic pills, stuff like this, whatever pills. And she one night sees the neighbor, meets that the neighbor has a girlfriend, but then she sees the neighbor's girlfriend get killed in the window. She's got a knife in her neck or something in her neck and she's bleeding out. Calls the police right away and then goes to run over to the house to save her, but it automatically starts raining and she has a panic attack, passes out, and is unconscious. This is a reoccurring thing in the show, by the way. It rains, she passes out, and somehow somebody magically takes her back into her house. Now, the whole time, they are 100% leading you to believe that the husband, the neighbor, the boyfriend, is the murderer. That's where they're leading you. And, I was believing it too, majority of the way. And then there's a short time, there's the neighbor's girlfriend, the one that was killed, had a secret boyfriend because she was, scamming them the whole time. They try to convince you for a moment that he was the killer, but I don't think he was, honestly. Never in my brain did I actually think he was. He was fine, though. And then not really the storyline leads you to believe that she's the murderer. Kirsten Bell's character. I can't remember their names for some fucking reason. I literally just watched the series today. And they want you to believe that she was the killer. They start having flashbacks to she's thinking that she murdered her. And they're like, oh, well, it's the drugs and the alcohol that is making her hallucinate and forget what's going on. But also, I found that hard to believe. Part of my mindset was yeah, she probably did it and just doesn't remember it. She seems a little mentally unstable. But then in my head, I was no, it doesn't work. It doesn't play out right. So, long story short, her handyman, Buell, I can remember his name because he was adorable. Apparently he was very mentally ill. He slaughtered his family again, which is another plot line I find so fucking ridiculous. He slaughtered his family, and somehow her husband was able to get him out because he was rehabilitated. He does seem really sweet though. But anyway, he was secretly living in her attic the entire time. And in the end, you come to find out he did that because he didn't want her to be alone, which was really fucking sweet. But, they, like, kind of, literally in, like, the second to last episode, they're pushing you to believe that he's the killer because he's secretly living in her attic, and they show you a scene where he's, like, menacingly walking over to, the neighbor's house with the kid and the now dead girlfriend. So she runs out, and a storm magically breaks out. And she passes out in the middle of the street, but she's able to wake herself up again because she doesn't want this little girl to be murdered the way her little girl was. But when she gets in the house, Buell's neck is sliced. Like, she thinks he's about to die. And he goes, they just had your mail. Like, he was trying to return their mail. Or you just had their mail, and he was trying to return the mail. And then you hear the little girl scream, "Daddy!" And her dad has a slice in her throat. So you're like, wait, so who the fuck is the killer? It's her. It's Emma. It's the little girl. I remember the daughter's name. It's the daughter. And she's apparently mentally unfucking stable. She killed her mother because her mother was about to have another baby and she wanted to be an only child. She killed her teacher because her teacher called her psychotic, which she fucking is. She killed the girlfriend because the girlfriend wouldn't buy her chocolate bars. She killed Buell, or she tried to kill Buell. He survived. She killed her father, and then she tries to kill Kristen Bell's character and frame her for the deaths of everybody else because, like, who's gonna think an 8-year-old did this shit? She even says how she went into her house, grabbed one of the palette knives that had her fingerprints on it, and framed her ass. Yeah. So, this little 8-year-old's fucking psychotic, and the fight scene between Kirsten Bell and the 8-year-old is just fucking hilarious. I was laughing the entire time it played out. But anyway, obviously, Kirsten Bell wins, and the miniseries is pretty much over. She's able to get over her fears of the rain and her trauma of her daughter's death. And happy ending, she does end up getting back with her ex-husband, which was really sweet. Yeah, it was. But then they show you in the end that she's going to visit her friend in New York. She's terrified of flights. And apparently she just had a baby with her now, I guess, free husband. So she's on the flight by herself, not with the husband and the baby. And this old lady sits next to her, looks like she's, like, wealthy. She gets fucking drunk, even though she shouldn't be. Gets fucking drunk, wakes up, and the old lady is missing. She goes to use the restroom, and the lady is dead in the bathroom. And that's how the fucking series ends. And I doubt they're gonna give us a part 2. I'm pretty sure they just wanted us to end on a mysterious note. But, yeah. So what are your thoughts on, the fuck is this name again? The woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. Please comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think.